The Randumb Show. Inside knowledge of TV, pop culture, and game shows. With your host, executive producer of Let's Make a Deal and The Price is Right, Mike Richards. Joined by the shortest moral compass on podcasts, Beth Triffin. And now, The Randumb Show.
Let's do it. Welcome to The Randumb Show. I'm Mike Richards. Right over there. Do it. Beth Triffin is here.
Oh, yay. Thanks. Hi.
There it is. Oh, yay. Who? What? I didn't know you were going to talk to me. There's a huge microphone in my face.
So surprising.
A very good show today, as always the case on The Randumb Show, because we have Josh Silverman, who is one of the most famous Price is Right contestants of all time, and also a very successful producer in his own right. We're going to talk about his appearance on the show, the YouTube clip of his win, which had over 1.2 million views. He was on Jimmy Kimmel because of it, and He's also been a producer on Fear Factor, Deadliest Catch,
That's crazy.
Ice Road Truckers, and what did he just do, Jen Bisgrove? Killer Karaoke on True TV, so we'll talk about that. And then we'll talk to Let's Make a Deal contestant, Evelyn Palmer, who was on with her children on the Christmas or the holiday, because we're not allowed to say Christmas.
No, holiday.
No, it's holiday.
Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah?
Kunstbaka, I believe is what it's called. So she was on during a pagan ritual show where we had families on. So she was on with her family, and they won a trip, and we'll talk to her about that and her whole day here at Deal. But I want to start with the exciting news of the day that I heard in my first meeting this morning. We're actually doing the podcast from my office here at Let's Make a Deal, about to go into production on Season 5. Beth Triffin.
Wow.
Season 5.
I can't believe it's been that long.
I know. We were young.
Wow.
At least you were.
I was.
And so we're about to go into production starting next Wednesday.
That's so cool.
With a modified set.
Really?
A little redo there. You know, we tinker with it every year. Mm-hmm. Pretty big tinker this year, so it's exciting. And so I come in. We're in the offices. And I find out, I don't know if this is the first time, it's the first time I can remember, that Let's Make a Deal beat my arch nemesis, The View.
Yes!
Yeah. Boom.
You hate The View.
I am not a fan of The View. I am a View hater. I have been competing against The View, it feels like, the better part of my career.
Oh, yeah. Totally. With Price and everything.
Yeah, Price goes head-to-head with it in most places. Deal doesn't. And then before that, I worked on a show called The Other Half, which was just a
male view.
Which was the male view, which blew. And Dan Funk, who's the other executive producer on Let's Make a Deal, was the executive producer of that show, and I was the senior producer of it, and it was terrible. It was a who's who and a what's what of talent. It was Mario Lopez.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. God, I could just take a dive in those dimples, couldn't you?
No. Swim around.
I
think I'm good.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Yeah.
So you had Mario Lopez. You had Danny Bonaducci.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. You had Dick Clark, who was great on it.
Yes.
Because he's a pro. And then you had Dr. Jan Adams, who allegedly killed Kanye's mom.
Well, and he totally did my uncle's nose job.
What?
Yeah.
Your uncle's lucky to be alive. He killed Kanye's mom.
I know. He's very lucky.
He did his nose?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's his family secret, actually, that I just let out.
Well, there you go. We're up to like 1.3 million listeners on the podcast.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. No. It'll be our secret.
No.
He went in, and so this is obviously before he killed Kanye, or allegedly killed Kanye's mom.
Yeah, this is before. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's been convicted. We should look that up, Jen Bisgrove, and see if he's been convicted of that. But so it was, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And so he went to his place, which was in a mini mall.
Well, he was.
Because his office was in a mini mall.
You know what? I have no idea. I just know that my
Neither
uncle.
Neither did Jan Adams, apparently.
Yeah, they were buddies.
They were friends?
They did
a little tuck here,
a
nip there.
Nip tuck on the nose.
I'd like to do my nose. I'd like to do my nose, lower my forehead by 3 inches. I've got a 5 head. Let's just pull it all together. You
and your forehead. It's always about you and your forehead.
I love my forehead. It shows that I have a large brain. You have a really small forehead. Anyway, so that was a rough television show. And that was about the time that The View was coming into its own. It had been it hadn't done great for the first few years it was on, which very few things in daytime do right away. and it was building momentum, and they actually have done a good job with it. But it crushed us, and so we were always like, so they've been my arch rivals, and then they're kind of hateable.
Yes.
I mean, Joy
well,
Behar.
they always have so much drama too, and I think that's some of the reason why it's sometimes so hard to compete against them is because they have this drama like all the time.
But why does anyone want to hear that? Why does anyone want to hear? Well, first of all, why does anyone want to hear Joy Behar do anything?
Oh, jeez. I can't believe you're going to down on Joy Behar.
Because she is a laugh riot.
I think she's a riot.
Do you really think she's funny?
I kind of have some respect for her, to be honest.
Well, that's all the time we have today.
Who do you like? Elizabeth, whatever her name is?
Can I be honest?
Yeah, I bet you do.
So,
I bet you do.
Elizabeth Hasselbeck was doing a show. This is before she was on The View. She was on The Other Half. It was before we knew her political leanings.
Uh-huh.
And she came on and, she was on an E! show, How to Dress for Less or something like that. And she came on to promote it. And I thought she was the cutest thing I'd ever. I was like dying.
No, really.
To where I was like,
I'm so shocked.
Well, she is like kind of my
type,
blonde, good looking. And then I find out that she's right leaning.
Oh,
but
you must have just freaked out.
I didn't find that out until much later when she was on The View making it what I believe
big old deal,
making it and not doing a good job defending that school of thought at all.
Right.
And then Whoopi Goldberg. Is Whoopi Goldberg likable in 2013? Does anyone care?
I always think, when you think back on, I was just talking about this the other day for some reason, Whoopi Goldberg was so talented, back in the day.
Yeah,
I'm
the
sort of
Color
confused,
Purple, Ghost.
I'm confused, why she does The View. I really like her, though, but I don't know why she does.
Could it be that she had her moment?
Yeah.
It ended, and now she's on The View.
So did you guys beat The View, even though Barbara just did her whole, retiring?
We beat them in the final week of May sweeps.
Okay.
Booyah.
That's great.
That's on your head. I respect Barbara Walters.
You can't not respect
Yeah, she's
her.
fantastic. And the smarts to launch this during the height of her popularity, it was a format that hadn't been done to my knowledge before. So I give her credit, and I love beating them. So that's why I'm in a very good mood today.
Oh, well, congrats.
And I'm excited because there's going to be a lot of costumed people in my future in just under a week.
Just as long as there's not grown men in baby outfits, that really
that
bothers
one creeps me out, and I won't put them on. And especially when they wear the adult diapers.
That's disgusting.
It's gross.
That was my main pet peeve when I worked here, was grown men in baby costumes. It's just so off-putting.
Which is why I stopped wearing them to work.
Oh, I couldn't.
She
couldn't work.
She drew a line in the sand.
It was awful.
Beth was there for the launch of Let's Make a Deal. 700 episodes we've done.
Wow.
Remember when we'd done 4 or 5?
Yeah.
And I was like, we're never going to make it. This is just not going to.
Well, I can see that things are looking up around here because the office is painted a color, which is really cool.
We did go 3 years where it looked like we were just transient.
Yeah.
We weren't all sure we were going to be here the following year. So
we didn't buy
bother?
anything.
Yeah. I still have never decorated the office. It's still.
Well, you told me one time that you don't want to decorate offices because you never know how long you're going to be around.
Right. That's a superstition that I learned from Jay Leno.
Cool.
That I was an intern there, and he would not decorate an office, and because he's like, I don't ever want to have to come back and do the walk of shame and clean out my desk.
No, it's totally embarrassing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
So
Jen can just do your walk of shame.
Yeah, but I don't even want Jen to have to do it.
Oh, that's so nice.
We just have nothing. I mean, yeah. And it's always funnier when you talk and not into the microphone.
It's hilarious.
Bisgrove. Bisgrove was I was in Italy for a week. Bisgrove was in Mexico, and she lived. She was not attacked and dismembered by the drug cartels.
I don't think my parents would let me go to Mexico.
Really?
Yeah. I tried to go 2 years ago, and my dad was like, I'm actually going to put my foot down and say no.
No, I told my wife wanted to go.
Yeah.
And she had a friend. They were going to fly down on a private jet. These people have this. They're from gajillions of dollars.
Yeah.
And they were going to do a girls' weekend down there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know we kind of need you around. And I don't want you to be dismembered by drug cartels.
I don't know. I know some people who own a bar in Mexico, and they have a lovely little life, and everything's great, and it's fine.
Mexico's beautiful.
And
we shot
an
episode of Beauty and the Geek down there, and it was beautiful. What's the other side?
Puerto Vallarta, Cancun.
Cancun. We did it in Cancun. And it's beautiful. The water's warm. And my thing with Mexico is the second things turn south on you, you're screwed. So as long as your friends who have a lovely life down there, as long as everything stays good, you're good.
Yeah.
But if you get sick or you stumble into the wrong street or you get on the wrong side of the law on purpose or not, it's not good. It's not a pretty place. And my dad actually had his boat down there for 3 months.
Yeah.
And we would fly in on his little airplane, and they would hold us at gunpoint as we got off of the airplane to go in and search it for drugs.
That is
that's my
cool.
That's my memory of Mexico. And then there's the time that we were anchored, same trip, off the coast on one of the. It's beautiful. We were fishing, and I'd gone to take a nap, and neither of my parents speak Spanish. And at the time, I'm fresh out of college, so I was pretty fluent. Now I couldn't speak a word of it. But and I hear my dad like talking in a very high pitched, strained voice that is usually reserved when he's pissed off at me. Like God damn it, that damn kids. Like it's like a different register that he goes into, and I'm like, wow, something's not right. So I wake up, and my parents, this is no joke, are being held at machine gun point by 6 people, and I'm using air quotes here, in the Mexican Navy. They are in a tin boat with no markings and an outboard engine, and an Evinrude outboard engine. I'll never forget. And my dad's like, and
this sounds like a horrible trip.
Yeah, they're not speaking English.
Right.
My dad's not speaking Spanish, and literally my parents are being held at machine gun point, and they all look like they're 14. They may be older than that. The uniforms are ill-fitting. It's a rough group. So I can't tell whether it's drug people, is this pirates? Because there's no markings on anything. So anyway, I walk out, and I'm like, ¿Qué pasa? I start speaking Spanish. All they wanted were their fishing. They were relieved when, Johnny, 21-year-old, comes out, Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Oh, jeez.
And
can't deal.
Yeah. And all they wanted was...
I'm glad you have the same reaction to things like that.
Hola. Bienvenidos. Yo soy Miguel.
Oh, jeez. And then all of a sudden he got cast in a soap opera down there.
Hola.
Oh, jeez. Times.
And you know what it was? It was they wanted fishing licenses, and we had them. And we showed them the fishing license, and then they drove away. And my dad was like, "We're getting the F out of here."
Maybe just a little bit more intense than you're used to,
Yeah, being held at, you just haven't lived until you've been held at rifle point.
Jen, were you held at rifle point?
No, I never felt unsafe, actually.
That's great.
We were in Cabo. We stayed on the resort for most of the time. It was great. But definitely getting off the plane, there were men walking around with giant machine guns in the airport. That's
just the way it is.
That's just that is the gun they use instead of being on their belt.
It's not a Derringer.
It's just what they use. We were like,
that's it's a bazooka.
And then one day we were walking by the marina, super night in the middle of the day. Again, just giant gun, and we were like, okay,
Oy.
But that's the problem with Mexico. Were those the good guys or the bad guys? Because I don't know.
From what I could tell, they were they all had the uniforms on. They weren't just random.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. Pass. I love it. It's great down there. Pass. Nope. Absolutely
not. That sounds fun, though, Jen.
I'm glad
you went.
It was
all-inclusive resort she went to.
Wow.
I did nothing but lay and drink and eat.
And what did you do?
I toured Italy and bettered myself.
Well, I held down the fort here.
Good job, buddy.
And it was great.
Well, let's get to I want to get into what you've been up to, but let's get Josh Silberman on the phone and talk to him about the many things he has going on. Josh Silberman on the phone on the Randumb Show, one of the most famous Price is Right contestants. How are you today, Josh?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I am fantastic. I'm sitting here with Beth Triffin.
Hi, Josh.
Hello. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I feel like I'm on a dating show all of a sudden.
I'm so fantastic.
So, Josh, there's a lot to go over with you. I have a million questions and not a long enough podcast to cover them all. But let's start with your historic 2007 car win on Price is Right. How did that day come about?
I had some friends in town, Chicago, and they're like, "Are we gonna do the Price is Right? We have a shirt. We're gonna go on there, meet Bob." And I was like, I guess, a visitor's in front of town. And
hey, thanks for your enthusiasm. Thanks for your enthusiasm. Yeah, we could go on Price, but that kind of blows.
Like, F that. I'm not doing that.
Isn't Ellen DeGeneres taping? Oh, no, was she on in 2007? When's Tyra Banks
we
on?
start out with not so much enthusiasm, but then it grows throughout the day.
Yes. Like a weed.
But I actually dressed up like Bob Barker when I got there. I slicked my hair back white. I had a microphone. I was in a suit, and yeah.
Can you do a Bob Barker? Can you do a Barker impression?
I tried and I failed miserably.
Do it. Let's hear it.
I don't even. What's a good Bob Barkerism?
Yes, wonderful. Yes.
You know what? I'm going to give you another shot, Josh.
That sounded like Josh. Okay, so
I don't do impressions.
This is why he's a producer and not
exactly.
an actor.
So, okay, Beth, you're an actor. Do a Bob Barker impression, please.
Oh, goodness.
Too nasally.
Oh, well, help control the pet population and spay and neuter your dogs. How's that?
That sounded like you were on RuPaul's Drag Race. That was fantastic.
At least you said the right thing, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you.
And by the way, he never said it that slow. Remember, if you have time and you'd like to control the pet population. All right, Josh, we're derailing. So anyway, you're less than enthusiastic, but still you decide to dress up like Bob Barker, which usually would be the kiss of death as far as getting picked as a Price is Right contestant.
It was. I guess one of your guys told me I wasn't allowed to dress up, and thankfully, my friends made me a shirt, and so I switched shirts.
Why not? Why can't
to
you
the
dress
famous
up?
purple shirt?
Because that is a different show where people dress up. It's called Let's Make a Deal.
No, I know that,
and
but
it was 3
you're not
years away from
allowed
being,
to do
we
that?
don't. We. It's not that you're not allowed.
I don't remember this.
It's not that you're allowed to do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to encourage people to dress up.
Got it.
So if we put people who dress up on the show as contestants, then that encourages, because that's how Let's Make a Deal ended up with people dressed up, is that Monty picked that one guy, I think with a football helmet, and then people started to dress up, and away we went. So you got a purple shirt.
Yes.
Yeah, that shirt was interesting. Did you see it? It
I
said,
did not.
neuter my school loan.
I get that.
Which ultimately happened.
I guess it did. Okay, so you get to line, you change your shirt, you do your interview.
I do my interview. I remember they asked me where I was from, and I was from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, home of the free land of cows and cheese. And
Jim Bisgrove. We need to add that in now every time.
I don't know who that is.
Jen Bisgrove is the producer of the Randumb Show podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
We share a birthday.
God,
oh my
is
goodness.
there anything you guys don't share? Because you guys both went to Wisconsin, and can I take a wild stab in the dark? Do you like beer?
I love beer.
Yeah. Have you ever had a beer? What's it called?
Beer brat.
A beer brat?
Yeah, every Sunday for the Packers game, we boil brats and beer, and then we grill them. They're delicious.
My Lord in heaven.
And we import stadium sauce from Miller Park out there. Amazing.
Delicious. So, Jen Bisgrove is going to make me a beer brat one day.
Right.
We're going to watch Brett Favre play.
No, we don't speak of him.
No, Aaron Rodgers. That's who you want to watch.
Thank God they re-signed him. Let's make this a sports show. They re-signed him. Thank God.
I'm out.
They gave him everything.
Player in the NFL, right? Aaron Rodgers, highest paid player in the NFL. There you go. Go Green Bay Packers. What? Okay, so anyway, you are in line. You get interviewed. He asked where you're from. Do you remember who it was that interviewed you? Who was the contestant producer?
I don't remember.
Okay, totally a forgettable individual.
But
good.
If I would have known at the time, I would have made him a card. But and then when he said my name, it was the most exciting moment I've ever had. I didn't know what to do. I just knew I should jump and run on stage.
So you get called down, and you go crazy, and then you come up on stage and you go crazy. And any of it? Let me ask a question that I think people would be interested in, which is any of it contrived? Like, are you going, this will be funny, or this will be ridiculous, or?
That's a good question.
Thanks.
No. No. I was just so excited. I didn't know what to do. I was scared to death I was going to miss that putt, because the model put the ball down like an inch to the left, so it wasn't a straight shot. And it was so close that I'm like, this is the most embarrassing moment.
We don't speak ill of the models here.
Oh.
So to backtrack, you were playing hole in one.
Yeah.
Or two. Did Bob make the inspiration putt?
He didn't.
He didn't. Yeah, because they created that game because Bob loved golf. and one of the biggest things for him was making the inspiration putt. And he made it a lot, so he didn't make it your day. But I don't think Drew's ever made it. But he takes a full backswing.
My biggest regret that day was not mentioning some sort of Happy Gilmore reference.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to collect yourself. So usually you get 2 putts at it. How'd you do on the first putt?
I sank it.
Yeah, that's right. So, and then you go crazy, and describe to everyone what happened that made this such a famous clip. Before the putt, like, my cheeks were numb. I don't know why my cheeks were numb. I was really nervous about it.
That only happened.
And then I
drunk.
sank it. Oh, really? I wasn't drunk, unfortunately.
Yeah. No.
That would have helped. And then I had so much bottled up energy because I was trying to stay calm, and I just went crazy. And I jumped under the hood of the car, and I guess thrusted the hood of the car.
You made sweet, tender love to the car. Is my take.
I did.
Yeah.
It was a tender moment on national television.
Ow.
And then I did my famous victory dance.
I know. That was cool.
You've got some serious moves, dude.
I liked it.
Now what? Okay,
Yeah.
So now we go to black. I wasn't working on the show. Full disclosure at this time. So we go to black, and does Barker come over and say anything to you about desecrating the car, or does anybody say anything, or is everyone just excited?
Yeah, he was like, "Wow, man, that was crazy," and he didn't say "Wow, man," but he was like, "Whoa." That was
He's like, "Yo, Broheim, that shit was off
Yeah.
the hizzle."
And then, everybody was kind of, I think they were kind of shocked or amazed or bewildered by the dancing, thrusting motions I've made.
I think it's funny that you humped the car and were wearing a neuter shirt.
Well, he was free to, once you get neutered.
Just the whole thing seemed very inappropriate.
I'm a walking contradiction.
You are walking. There you go. Okay, so you win this. Do you have any idea that this is going to become like a YouTube sensation, or are you just freaked out? You won a car and that's it.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that at the time.
So it becomes a monstrous clip on YouTube, and then Jimmy Kimmel, the Jimmy Kimmel show approaches you, and you go on Kimmel, right?
Yeah. And I humped his desk.
I'm sorry?
I humped his desk.
Of course you did. But who hasn't? So
I felt so used.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Now you just feel like a cheap guy that'll hump inanimate objects on request. So you go on Kimmel, and what was that night like? Were you nervous to go on? And
it was weird because I was sitting in the green room, and people would ask me, "Can I get you anything?" Blah blah. Because this, Price is Right. I had no idea I was going to be on, so it was all unexpected. You just kind of ride that wave in a way. But here, like, I knew I was going to be on for 2 days previous, so it's like, you get a haircut, make sure all your clothes are clean. Well, it was so much more nerve-wracking in a way because it wasn't so unexpected.
Right.
But it was great.
You have become a legend of Price is Right, and actually you were one of the people, when we did our 40th anniversary show, we invited all of the people who we felt gave us the best moments in the history of the show, contestants. We invited them back, and that's what we filled the entire audience with. It was one of the most challenging shows we've ever produced. It was very cool. And I know you came to that show, and that is the show that we submitted for our Emmy, and we're nominated for an Emmy.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh.
So it all
nice.
comes back to you.
I hope you guys get it.
You know what? Me too. Or Let's Make a Deal, because Let's Make a Deal's nominated too.
I can't believe you guys gave away an airplane in the 70s.
I know. Is that amazing? Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
It was, and I think they did it a couple times. They took the wing off of it, which I'm sure makes it super safe when they put the wing back on it. And that's how they brought it down. There's a big long...
Wait, what is this?
They tried to give away airplanes, and they actually did on the show.
Oh.
Like a little Cessna, I think.
Really?
Or maybe it was a Piper. I can't remember. Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And one of the ladies that was on the 40th anniversary special was someone who won an airplane. She's like, I didn't want to win no damn airplane. I wanted a car.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That's
it was awesome.
crazy.
And then we had a guy from one of the first 4 people called down on the first episode of The Price is Right.
Oh, my Lord.
He was on, and he went on to win a car on that show that was that was from 1972. Like, so he just happened to do that one bid correctly, which was, I think it was Act 4, 5, or 6. It was in the second half of the show. 4, 5, or 6. He gets up there, and I'm like, oh, my God. I think I was one of the first people to realize that it was the 72. And it's a 1972 car, and it ends up that he played the same game that he played back in 1972. And he was one of the first people he was the first person to win a showcase.
He
won the first episode showcase. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was a really, really cool show.
That's like a coup. That's really cool.
It was an amazing show. So, Josh, you went on after your Price is Right fame. That wasn't the peak. A lot of people, that would have been the peak of their television powers.
Experience.
Yes, experience. Thank you. But you've gone on to do some amazing things. First off, Fear Factor. You work on Fear Factor, and you're the test guy. So you tested all the horrific things that the contestants had to do.
Yeah, so I cooked it first, and then I ate them all in a job that my mother continually questioned why I went to college to do.
Yeah, and how old are you when you are doing that job?
Like 23.
And what are you getting paid?
Right out of college.
And what are you getting paid per week?
I was getting $4.50 a week, and then $100 every time I ate something.
They'd give you $100 every time you ate something?
Yeah, every time I tested anything. So, I mean, if I do it twice a week, that's almost half as much as I made.
Yeah.
Like, it was great.
Why would they do that? Just because they knew it was so awful that it
because if you're paid because you contrary to what you think about television producers, Beth, we have a conscience.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so, at $450 a week, you're looking at that kid going, oh, God, I'm really sorry. You just ate cow rectum. Here's $100. So
what is the grossest thing you had to eat? What is the grossest thing you had to eat?
A rat in Times Square for 100th episode.
Was it a real rat?
No, it was a fake
rat. Yeah.
Was it alive?
It was blended.
Aww.
Into like a yogurt consistency.
I don't understand how that's allowed to be on television.
I don't understand how that's not still on television.
Like
it tasted like yogurt. You eat a lot of yogurt.
Does
don't
anyone say that's not right to drink rat on television?
I mean,
like the president of show business, who would say that?
I don't.
The president of show business,
animal rights thing, right?
Well, is it better if you barbecued it, would it be better?
I just don't. I think that's like disrespectful
to
animals.
They didn't blend it live.
Well, I know. I'm just saying that's like a really sick idea to get out there in the world. Don't you think?
Well, those rats are, those rats. We know exactly where they came from. Doesn't make it any less gross. But,
where did they come from?
The chicken.
Where did they
came
come
from? A lab up in I think California, somewhere in like Irvine-ish.
Oh, so I said they were lab rats, Beth. So it was either they were going to get cancer and grow a fifth leg, or they were going to get blended and eaten by Josh.
Oh my God!
So, and the reason that they would have you test all of these things is to make sure that it was safe enough for the contestants to do, right?
That and to determine kind of how much, because it's like, yeah, well, I'll meet 2 rats, okay, but no one really knows what that's like until you do it.
Did you have medical supervision? Was there like a doctor checking on you?
Yes, and everything that we ate also went, like if you go somewhere and you get food poisoning, there's a lab that will go out there and test the food and tell you exactly what's in it. We do that with all of our stuff, so we know exactly what's in it, and that no one's going to die.
Okay, so the blended rat, that sounds awesome. What else?
Yeah,
did you have to do anything that didn't involve the eating?
I got to do some of the physical stunts too, which is great. Like
that would be
I tested some challenges, just hanging upside down from helicopters, grabbing flags, and walking beams like 100 feet above a quarry. Like it's just great. Those are the fun ones, and you get $100 for those too.
Oh, I was gonna say they pay you for that too.
No, they subtract $100.
Wow.
So that is, you don't really. I mean, I'd never really thought about it, but someone had to test it. And
I'm flabbergasted.
And I'm impressed. And I think that there's a reason why, at a very young age, you are the co-executive producer of now 3 shows, right?
Well, not at one time.
Well, no, but you did Titans, Killer Karaoke, and Elite Tactical Unit. You've been the co-EP on, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's why it came up fast, Beth. Willing to do anything for the job. Get it done.
That and the Deadliest Catch. Getting pretty sick out there.
Yeah, here's the thing. So you start Deadliest Catch is after you're the Fear Factor test guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so
and
you
after
go from
Right.
you go. It can't get any worse than being the Fear Factor test guy. Hey, they're doing a show with boats and stuff like probably just a cruise show, and it seems like you probably get a good tan on it. Mm-hmm. And so you become are you a producer on Deadliest Catch?
Yeah, I remember that interview better than anything else I've done. I was sitting down because I've always wanted to work on that show. I thought it was super cool. And I'm sitting down, and Jeff Conroy says to me, who's the EP of that show, you look, like those guys are going to eat you alive out there because it's like they're all crab fishermen. Is there any way you can look older? Can you grow a beard? And I was like, sure, I can grow a beard. Meanwhile,
sure.
I look like I'm 13 years old. And, Captain Phil kept saying I looked like I was in middle school. And I was like, sure, I can grow a beard. Anything for the job. And I was, like, reading books, so I'm like, like the best way to try to grow a beard, like, what can you eat, blah, blah, blah. And I just, like, let it go, and I didn't look like I was in high school, which was nice.
So you obviously got the job. What's the skill set that they're looking for when you're because it's basically just you on the boat, right? Or is it you and a camera person?
It was me and another guy, Todd, and we're each camera, shooter, producers, do audio, do lighting, do story, do everything.
So you're the whole team.
And
I'm surprised that there's 2 of you on the boat. I always just figured from watching the show there was 1. So there's 2 shooter producers on.
Yeah.
And
Todd stayed in the wheelhouse, and I stayed on the deck.
Wow.
God, you got the short end of that stick too, man. Because the wheelhouse, it's like pleasant. I mean, nicer.
Yeah, the wheelhouse is heated.
Yeah.
You're not getting wet up there. You can wear shorts, flip-flops. You don't have to layer 5 layers out there.
So your mom,
cold salt water.
What was your mom's reaction when you got that job?
She goes, "You're going to be tethered down, right, honey?" And I said, "Absolutely."
Were you
it's
ever
all
tethered?
Safe. You don't worry.
Yeah.
No.
Were you ever tethered
Never.
down? Yeah.
No.
Never. Yeah. Wow.
How long would you go out there for?
It was like 2+ months, and we were out for probably 2 weeks at a time before we went back to offload and refuel. That's the only time I didn't throw up.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you get seasick?
Yeah, I lost 16 pounds. I threw up every day like 5 to 6 times a day.
You got more sick on that show than eating rat.
Oh, it was the sickest I've ever been.
Rat. It's what's for dinner.
Oh, my goodness.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
Now, I've
crazy.
always wanted to know how that show was done. And Tom Beers is the CEO of Fremantle, which, Price is Right and Let's Make a Deal are part of Fremantle, and I've always wanted to pick his brain on it. But I'm getting it from the guy. And then you decided to double down, and you did Ice Road Truckers, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
If I was getting so sick on the boats, and then I went back another year and did the Coast Guard and flew with those guys. Then the next year after that, went up and did the good old Ice Road with Lisa.
And who's Lisa?
Lisa Kelly was my driver.
Oh,
was that driver.
Now, are you just one person then on the ice trucks?
So the way that works is I was in the truck the whole time, and then we have a chase vehicle with another camera that gets all the other shots.
Oh, cool. All right, and so the most recent thing that I'm familiar with that you did was Killer Karaoke Season 2 on True TV, which you guys are editing now? Is it done?
Well, I'm that's still development.
Oh, it hasn't even shot yet.
Yeah.
And what does you don't have to answer it if you can't, but I know Mark Juris was the head of the network. He's gone. Has that affected you guys at all?
I guess that's still to be seen.
Okay, so you don't know it. Because I actually had a show, Fremantle, and I had a show at True. We'd flown to New York. They were into it. It was actually their original idea. And what the hell was it called? It was called Turbulence. So it was a game show on an airplane.
Oh, yeah.
And
with Peter?
With Peter?
Peter Hershko.
Yeah, Peter Hershko did the test, the presentation, and then we were going to produce the series. And Dan Funk, who's the EP of Deal With Me, and I were going to go do it. And we were all set to do it. And, I mean, like, we were waiting for the money to be triggered to do the pilot.
Wow.
And it kept getting pushed. And then I get the variety blast that Mark Juris is out. 2 days later, Turbulence is gone.
That's annoying.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what? It's one of those things where I would have loved to have done the show. It was going to be really complex to pull off because you have to deal with the FAA. Well, it's the FAA. You don't really want to deal with them. And so it was going to be really tough to pull off. And it was the reason I was able to go to Italy because I was like, hey, I thought we were going to be shooting it in May. And so we didn't end up shooting anything in May. And so I went to Italy instead. So it all worked out. And then as I was...
I heard that show was a blast, though.
Yeah,
Craig was your airline pilot. Was your pilot, and he was telling me how much fun it was to do.
Yeah, it was going to be a really cool show. They were a little rogue in doing that. I'm not totally sure if all the regulations were met when they did it, but they said it was really going to be. It was going to be a really fun show. So I was bummed about that. The timing I wasn't that bummed about. And then I'm getting on the plane to fly to Italy, and we had a show at Fox that we had pitched them that they had interest in. And I find out that Mike Darnell is leaving Fox. Oh, yeah. And I'm like, all right, you know what? F it. I'm turning off my phone and I'm going to Italy before anyone else quits the business or leaves their job. So, but I'm sure you can relate to that. So, Killer Karaoke, you have not started taping. But that's what you're working on right now?
Right now I'm working on some development with David Hurwitz, who is the EP Fear Factor.
Yeah, David Hurwitz, and he did Stars Are in Stripes too, right?
He did Stars Are in Stripes. He's doing a 1,000,000-second quiz. He's doing the BAM show. He's doing everything.
Yeah, no, he's a great... Hey, tell him I said hello. We've talked on the phone before. I got to get him on the podcast, too.
Yeah, you do.
He's great. He's a great guy. Josh, thank you so much for being on. Congratulations on everything. Seriously, it's an amazing rise, and you're a young guy to be doing all that stuff, and it's because, Beth...
Thank you.
He was willing to eat blended rat.
Wow.
Which is why you may never be an executive producer.
To be okay with where I am now.
Josh, thanks. You have a great day.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Wow. See, that is a guy who was willing to do he literally took the worst jobs and obviously did them with a smile on his face, and he rose up quick because of it.
Well, you can tell also in the video, he's so energetic and has a really good personality.
Yeah, he's just a good guy.
And
he's just
really cool.
You can tell he's just a good guy. But
kind of up for anything, obviously.
Yikes, ladies.
No standards. I'm not sure.
No standards.
Well, to eat a blended rat.
Okay, you sold out all of your convictions for an audition, not an actual show, not an actual commercial. For an audition, you ate chicken, and you are a vegetarian and an angry one. You're a militant one.
I'm not angry.
You're angry. You are so disdainful of the beautiful steak and chicken that I eat.
Mike, I was really young, and I first
It was 2 years ago.
No, it wasn't. It
was
longer.
2 years ago.
It was 4 years ago.
Okay, you weren't that young 4 years ago.
I had just moved here. It was my first audition.
You had not just moved here. I'd known you for well over a year.
It was my first audition with my commercial agent.
Whatever. You're criticizing him. No standards. You know what I say to you?
I just didn't know. I didn't know how to say no. I can't eat chicken. I'm so sorry. I didn't know how to do that. I would know how to do that now. I was scared.
Today on True Hollywood Stories.
Oh, God.
I just didn't know how to say no. He wanted me to undress. It was my first audition, and he said if I just kissed him a little bit.
I just didn't know how to say I can't eat this chicken. So anyway, but now it's out there. It's a story. It's a story I live by to learn.
But you're criticizing, right? But you then.
I'm not criticizing him for doing it. I just don't understand the idea of blending a rat. I think that should not be on television.
I'm not being critical. I'm just saying he has no
I'm
standards.
just surprised that that was.
So how's that
allowed.
going with that first commercial agent?
Oh, well, I get really sad about this because I really like her, but I just left her this week.
You broke up.
Yeah, we broke up.
Now, when you break up with an agent,
Mm-hmm.
what's that like? I've never done that. I've had the same agent since I was a kid.
Well, it was hard because the only reason we broke up is because I got I signed with a really good
agent.
one. Yeah. And so I kind of had to. And I really thought about it for a long time, and it was awful because.
But does a better commercial agent, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm not totally sure, and I've worked in the business a while now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, and I love my agent. He's great. I'm not sure exactly what they do. What does a commercial agent do? Like, what does a good commercial agent do versus a not as good?
Well, what they do is, I mean, obviously just like a theatrical agent, they know what's casting, and so they submit you, they get a breakdown every day about what's
But doesn't
casting.
the mediocre?
Yeah, they all
So what
do
makes a good one versus?
I honestly think it's the
don't know.
relationships they build.
So you think that that a casting director, and I'm not being mean, I'm saying, so you think that the casting director goes, oh, Beth's with.
Yeah, I do.
Who is it? Who's reaching out?
BBR.
Good name.
Mm-hmm.
Beth's with BBR.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe we should cast her because obviously she's good. Do you think that elevates it?
Yeah, I do.
I don't think so.
I do.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah. I mean, I
hopefully
think I
that'll
have
help you
to.
sleep
I
at
think
night.
I have to be
Because
good.
that chicken won't.
I think I have to be good. But the breakup went really well, and
Did you cry?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I did because she was the first person who ever believed in me and
how did you?
liked
And
me.
how did you reward that loyalty?
Well,
It's dead.
it wasn't really working
No
out though. We
standards.
both. Well, I referred my roommate to her. I said,
So what I was told by Jen Bisgrove is you cried, you broke up with her,
yeah,
and then you're like, you know who's great? My roommate. You should totally sign her.
that's exactly.
Now, why
what
wasn't
happened.
it working out? Didn't you get 2 national spots out of it?
I did, but I had not been going out for about a year.
You hadn't been to an audition in a year?
Well, commercially, I was not. I was only going out once every 2 months, and I should be going out 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
But the thing is she was at an old agency where I had all my success with, and she moved agencies, and I moved with her, and ever since then, it just did not go well. So we had kind of known, and I had said, we'd said, let's give it through summer, and then I think I might leave, you know. But then I wound up leaving earlier. So yeah. But then my roommate is just so great, and she's really cute and funny, and so I was like, here's her.
I wonder what she thought when you cried.
No, we were both really into it. We're
remember
gonna
when
stay
you
friends.
remember when
Yeah.
that'll happen. So
Shut up, Mike.
no, that'll totally, you guys will totally hang out all the time. Let's go get a wine or a Moscato. That'd be great. Yeah.
Well, we broke up and we're still friends.
We didn't break up, did we?
I guess.
You just were like, hey, I'm going to do this for about 6 months and then I'm going to leave. And then you came back.
Yeah, I know.
Remember when we shouldn't get into this today, but you called me to say you were going to go do the road show for Peter Pan and you were so nervous.
I was peeing myself.
And I was like, oh, that's great, Beth. Okay.
No,
cool,
you
I'm
weren't.
happy.
You said, I'll never forget when I was like, Mike, got cast in a tour. I have to leave in 2 weeks.
A road show.
Blah, 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 blah. It's a tour. It was a national tour.
was a
But
road
whatever. Anyway, and you just said, okay. I'll never forget it. That's what you said. I'll never forget it. And I was like, and I will do anything you can need
I was so
to
nice.
help you.
You're so full of it. You were
No,
so
you were really nice the next day. I think you were shocked. The
Well-
next day, then we were fine. We were great.
Okay, if I'm honest, that's not at all what happened. But
Yes,
because I
it
was
is.
nice that moment,
Yes, it is.
I was on vacation. It was 9:00 at night, and I was drunk.
Oh my goodness, vacations.
I was
Yeah.
drunk.
Well,
And you're like, I'm going to the road show. And I was like,
do you know
"Where?"
that I had to go over to a friend's house to do it?
Yeah,
I
you told
went
me
over
that
to a
later.
friend's house and just
And I was so supportive. That's such crap.
You
that
were
you
supportive.
revised
No,
it for
you
and I was
were-
supportive that
you
night.
were supportive.
Let's get someone that we can all agree is nice and loyal and has standards. Let's get Evelyn Palmer on the phone, who won a Christmas.
I'm really nice and I
episode
have
of
lots of standards.
Wait, but you actually have to go to an audition.
I
right
do.
now.
I gotta go.
Is this from the new commercial agent?
No, it's not.
So this is not a. what
No,
is
this
it?
is for an independent movie.
Look at you.
I know.
You're a woman about town. Good luck. What is the role?
Thank you. Oh, you're gonna like it. I forget the role's
Please be an
name,
elf.
but
Please be a
it's
Christmas elf. Christmas elf.
a workout fiend who's Jewish.
So if I can, just quickly, and then I know you need to go.
Yeah.
You don't really work out that much.
I work out a lot the last couple weeks.
Okay, so for 2 straight weeks, you are really into working out, and you're not Jewish.
No, but I get mistaken for Jewish all the time. Literally once a month. People assume I'm Jewish. I'm not kidding you. I literally have had full-out fights with people about it.
That's awesome.
It's very horrible. People say, well, you look Jewish. And I'm just like, what is up with you? That is so closed-minded.
Yeah, open your mind. I'm
mind.
French-Canadian. Good luck.
Thank you.
Because, do you have to wear workout clothes?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, God, it's so great.
Yeah.
What do you wear?
I'm going to wear like a cute, like, spandexy workout outfit.
Yeah.
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 It's going to be great.
Could you please send a picture, and we're going to post it. We're going to post it as part of the thing because... Oh, that's so awesome.
Mike, you make me sound like a big fat slob over here who doesn't work out.
You're not big or fat. I don't think you're a slob, although your car is disgusting. You do not work out. You know
I work at Bar Method. You know I work out now.
I will concede that you work at Bar Method. I will concede nothing else. Good luck on the audition.
Thank you.
Let's now talk to Evelyn Palmer. Welcome to the Randumb Show, Evelyn. How are you today?
I am excellent. How are you, Mike?
I am fantastic. We're sitting here in the production offices of Let's Make a Deal, getting ready for Season 5.
Hey!
And it's so fun to talk to someone who won during Season 4.
Yay!
Yay! Now, everyone listening knows why Evelyn got picked, just because of the yay. So, Evelyn, you were on the show when we did our Christmas family episode, which means that you got to play with your kids. Tell me how you ended up coming to the show and bringing the kids.
Oh, that was so amazing. I saw a clip for it that you could go and submit to take your kids. And so I just signed up, and we went and had the interview, and I guess she liked us well enough. I told her I wanted to meet Wayne Brady. That was like my incentive. I just want to go so I could see him in person. And
was he everything you'd hoped for and more?
Oh man, he's like a scoop of chocolate ice cream, like just standing right there. You just want to like reach out.
He is.
Okay, I'm being bad.
He is quite delicious.
He was so nice. Oh, and the kids just loved him. They were just like, that guy's nice. And I'm like, that guy's Wayne Brady. You guys don't know who he is, but he's like been in this business a long time, and he's just like awesome. He was so fun to be around, had so much energy, and I just like that. And
he's like a kid. When he gets going, he has that like childlike energy, excitement that he gets going.
It's amazing. I think he's perfect for the show. I really just think with his improv abilities, I think he's able to carry the show the way that he does. I mean, I can't see too many people being able to do some of the instant stuff, like just spontaneous things that he was able to do. It was amazing.
Well, I'll tell you, when we sold the show back to CBS again, and we were looking for the host, and I think Chris and Graham, who are the supervising producers of the show, I think they auditioned like 127 or 130. It's some just ridiculous number.
Really?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And there was always one guy who was on my list, and it was always Wayne. And but it was like everybody wanted to go and see, is there someone new that we could find? And everybody has their favorites of, I met this guy, and he's able to hold his breath for 2 minutes, so maybe he would be a good host for Let's Make It. Like, it was all bad. And so the way we ended up with Wayne was we were doing so we did a bunch of test deals too, which means you make a deal with the network and this whole thing, and then you come in and then you test for it, and you do a network test, which people have heard about being film tested, but it's kind of same kind of thing. And I had just seen one of the worst ones I've ever seen in my life. It was really rough.
Oh my!
Nice enough fella, but not right for the show. And so we
right
walked back and met with the executives at CBS, and I was like, how about that Wayne Brady? He's really good. And they were like, yep, he's perfect for it.
Good for you.
He never auditioned, but I didn't need him to. Everybody's like, you don't need to see him do it. And I was like, no, he's going to be fine.
I know he could do it.
High IQ.
His charisma. I mean, just the smile. You just knew that he would be likable, and that's what's so important. I think if you have a host that people don't like, the show is going to flop.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But here's the thing. I'm sick of talking about Wayne Brady. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Let's
my
talk about
goodness.
you. Let's talk about you and your family coming on the show and winning. So we're on the phone with Evelyn Palmer, who was on the Christmas family episode of Let's Make a Deal with Her Kids. So you come on, and how many kids do you have?
We have 3.
3 kids, and
3.
Did
One
2
was
of them
not
play?
old enough to come.
One wasn't
2
old
of
enough to
them
play.
got-
Okay, because you played with your
she
two
wasn't-
kids. Okay.
She wasn't old enough, and so she was devastated that she didn't get a chance to come. So maybe in the future we want to go back. She's like, Mom, you need to get a chance to go back so I can go. She told me that the other night.
That's awesome. Well, there you go. Well, we're going to do family episodes again this season. 2 of them to be exact, although I forget when they are. So you come on, and he picks you and your 2 kids, and their names are?
Eshawn and Eden.
Eshawn and Eden come down, play the game, and what was the deal that you played?
We played for ice cream, like the doors. I can't remember what exactly he said because I was too busy. I was all into him. That was bad, but I don't know. I don't know what we were doing. He just asked me. They said you have a chance to win a $500 Baskin-Robbins gift card. I think it's the first thing that he said. And then he said, you can take the big box of something that's behind one of the doors. And so the kids were like, to do the ice cream. One kid, Eden, was like, do the ice cream. He wanted the ice cream. And then Sean was like, no, let's see what's behind the big box. I want to go with the big box. And so then he said, just all of a sudden, he said, well, whatever they don't choose, I'm going to give it to, and the music started going, and he said, I need another family. What other family is going to take whatever Evelyn doesn't choose? And so the heat was on. It was
that puts the pressure on. Yeah.
There was a lot of pressure at that point. And so, oh, my goodness, the people that he chose, they were so amazing. They came down and they had on their the mom was like a soccer coach, the daughter was a cheerleader, and the sons were all like baseball players. It was the cutest stuff I had ever seen. And so, and they were so.
And Evelyn, what were you guys? What were your costumes?
We did Christmas attire, actually. I was a reindeer.
Perfect.
And the boys were presents. They were wrapped up in boxes, and I had put like ribbons on them. And it was just so fun to do that, to dress up in the costumes. And everybody kept saying, I love you guys' costumes.
Well, we love it, too, because you played along with our theme, because we didn't tape that at Christmas, but you showed up in Christmas attire, which helps us sell what we're doing. Okay, so then you decide. What did you decide to hold on to?
We decided to go with the big box, and when they did the big box and it opened up, it was this gigantic elephant that was standing there, and it said, you have won a trip to the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. And we were just like, oh, my God, this is awesome. And then it just started talking, and I completely missed the limo and all of the stuff that went with it.
Most people don't actually hear what prize they get, and we do a prize checkout after the show, and they walk up and they're like, so you won, great. What did I win? Like, they have no idea. So you ended up doing the Roar and Snore, right, which is where you get to spend the night in the Wild Animal Park with your kids.
Yes, it was perfect for our family. It was so amazing. Like, it's the really small things in life that make all the difference. And when we got a chance to go to we just went, like March 15th, we went, and it was just so amazing.
And did you got to take your little one, right?
We did. We sure did. And she was just so elated. I mean, they were just we've never, ever done anything like that as a family. And the truth of the matter is we probably never would have done that. Like, that's not something that we would have signed up to go to for ourselves.
Right.
So the fact that we won that on your show, it made it, like, that much more special. Because you can maybe go to Disneyland or something. You know you're going to go. But to do something so intimate like the Roar and Snore and the sleepover in the San Diego Zoo Safari Park, are you kidding me?
That's pretty cool.
I
And
mean,
then we sent you in a limo,
wonderful.
right?
That's right. And that, I mean, you should have seen, like, the neighbors. Like, everybody, like, was coming outside, and they were like, what's going on? And my one neighbor that knows that we went, she was like, oh, this is the trip. You guys are going now? And I was like, yeah, we're going. And she said, this is awesome. And so people were taking our pictures, like the neighbors. It was just funny. Like, we felt like celebrities or something. It was like, this is so cool. Well, it was fun.
You are celebrities. You started on your own show. You won.
Oh,
you got a limo.
Goodness. Yeah,
pretty cool.
It was so amazing, and we took pictures like all the way there. I was just looking at the pictures earlier today because I wanted to send one to my dad because I sent him the one on the outside of the limo, and he was telling me the other day that he wished we had taken pictures on the inside. And I said, we have them. I said, I just have to go through to find the Canon stills for it, and I'll send them. And so I was looking at it, and I found it, and I'm going to send it.
You know what? Will you do me a favor, and will you send us a couple of pictures? I'll set you up with our producer, Jen Bisgrove. And we'll post a couple of those. I'll post them on my Twitter so people can check them out. Because we'd love to see that. That's so fun. Evelyn, thank you so much for being on. Thank you for winning.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us. It was amazing.
Good. That's awesome. I love to hear it. You have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Bye. What a nice lady. Well, kids, Jen Bisgrove, what did we learn today? We learned that Let's Make a Deal, Beat the View. Suck their bang on. We learned that humping a car on The Price is Right will get you on Jimmy Kimmel and get you to be able to eat blended rat in Times Square. And it tastes like yogurt. So we learned that. We learned that Beth is a workout queen, and that dressing your kids up like a Christmas present gets you a limo and the chance to spend the night with a bunch of wild animals. And that's it. That's what we learned today. I'm Mike Richards. See you next time.